It's a long process.
It'll be slow, but in the final analysis, we will have a clear statement of who has a right to do what in that building. Now, during the meantime, we've invited Mr. McClure and his group to come sit down with us and try to resolve this without having to go forward with the litigation, and we stand ready to do that. So we'll see how that goes.
Mr. Mayor, I've been personally in touch with Mr. McClure since this came out, and I've done several telephone interviews with him in the past 24 hours. Is there any prospective individuals that you have for that building at this time?
No.
And Mr. McClure he told me, and this is his quote, not me, he told me that he wasn't aware of an action being taken. He was aware that there were some concerns that the city had.
Well, I don't know what he's aware of. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and respond to things he told you over the telephone.
Right.
I don't know what he's aware of. I know that an action has been filed. Now, because it is a foreign corporation that we're dealing with, under the law, they have to have a registered agent who is an Alabama resident who lives in Alabama to be served in case the litigation arises, and that service will be perfected on that registered agent who is a resident of Andalusia or Covington County. Now,
can you tell us who that agent is?
A courtesy copy of the suit was sent to Mr. McClure. Now, whether or not he had it when you talked to him, I don't know. Right. But we're not under the law. We're not required to send him a courtesy copy, but we did.
Who's the agent here in Andalusia?
I don't know. You'd have to ask. You can look it up on the Secretary of State's, Alabama Secretary of State's site, and they'll tell you. I don't personally know who it is.
Mayor, also in looking at the agreement with the city, which I've had the opportunity to do as well, Mr. McClure brought up while I was reading it with him, Article 15, line item 15. Are you familiar with that?
No, and I'm not going to discuss any issues related to any allegations one way or the other about that right. on TV. I'm going to do that in the courtroom. And
one of the things he stated on there was a provision for the city to work with him in securing financing for the building as well. To your knowledge, has the city done any of that?
I have no idea, and I'm not going to comment on that.
Okay. If Mr. McClure came in today or in the next few days or weeks or whatever and discuss this with you, as you said, are you still willing to work and move forward with?
Well, at this point, he'd have to discuss it with our attorney, because I tried to discuss it with him and we had an agreement that certain things were going to happen by a certain time, and none of that happened.
Right.
So, the time to discuss it with me personally is over. He'll have to discuss it with our attorney now.
Okay, so the city stance on it, your stance on it is to move forward on it so you have access to it to go ahead and provide opportunity for someone that's willing to come in and make it happen.
Correct. Whoever has the resources to make it happen, and that could be Mr. McClure, provided he brings that to the table and gets it done. But this thing's been extended and extended and extended, and nothing happening. At some point, you've got to, as they say, put up or shut up.
Right.
And at this point, very little put up involved. So we're ready for the court to tell us who has what rights in that building so that the city can move forward. We're trying to develop our entire downtown area, and those two buildings there, the Andala Building and the old Timberland Building, are integral parts of that. So, it's my intention as mayor to try to move forward on these issues with respect to all properties that need improvement. And clearly, those two were two of the major stumbling blocks in getting our city completely rehabbed.
Well, Mayor, we appreciate you being very upfront with us on this, and like I say, excuse me, it's a positive but a negative at the same time, trying to get something done with a building that's been sitting there for many years. Although it has been improved, it just it's in a good location, and it's got a lot of potential now, and that's your main interest, is providing that as a...
Well, the surefire way of something negative happening, or the surefire way of us being a failure, is to do nothing. And that's basically what we've been doing as far as that building's concerned for the last 2 years. So it's time to do something, and that something is to get the thing in position where we have some control over it, and that's what we intend to do.
And you're not just singling out this person, there's other buildings and other
Absolutely
things
not.
in this community that you're concerned with.
Absolutely not. We are going, after the first of the year, we're going to start a very fair but systematic system of moving forward to address issues on old buildings, grown-up weeds, vacant lots that are in bad shape.
Some of them are falling down.
Abatement issues.
Right.
Now, if you remember, in my first administration, we were very aggressive in abatement. We still have been successful in abatement issues during the first year of this administration, but we're going to step that up because we, quite frankly, have been distracted with some other things and hadn't had time to work on that, but we're going to work on that after the first of the year.
Mayor, we appreciate you allowing WKNI come into your office today and discuss this with you. We look forward to talking with you in the future.
Can you still say Andala?
Andela. Did I say it right?
No.
Andela.
You say an Andela.
Andela.
It's Andala.
Andela. Folks, this will be continued. Mayor, thank you. As long as you didn't have me say, I know, we're okay.
All right.
Have a blessed day.
Thank you.